Hi, friends. How are you today? I am excited to be here with you. Let me get my space organized here. And I'm excited to be here and talk about oracle cards, and I hope that some of you will be able to join me today. It's a beautiful, what day is today? Sunday? Yes, Sunday. The sky is blue here. I needed the sunshine so bad. I don't know about you. I live in the panhandle of Florida, so it's very, it's been cold here, and cold for us, can be in the 40s, and people are like, you're crazy. It's, 10 degrees where I live. But I'm a warm weather girl, and I just really need the warm weather and the sunshine. And it has gotten down here into the 30s and even the 20s a few times. I am not all about that, let me tell you. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Dana. See, I did it again. Dana, Nina, James, nice to see you guys. I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talk today about oracle cards and what they can do for you in your life, because I use them in my life. I use them with my clients. And when I listed out all the ways that you can use them, I was surprised. Yes, Burr, thank you. I was surprised that I listed 12 different ways that I use oracle cards. And that surprised me because I didn't expect there to be that much variety of ways that you can use oracle cards in your life. And a lot of the ways that I use them are, quick and easy, not things that take a long time, and I'm going to go into those. So I'm going to give you a whole list of ways that you can use oracle cards in your life. And to make it fun and to make it exciting and to feel more connected, that's what we want, is to be more connected. So I wanted to first talk about, what do oracle cards do for you? So the way that I use them and the way that I teach people to use them is they really help you to develop your intuition. And that is because of the way they work, and I'm going to talk about the different senses that are involved in this, but they really help you to develop your intuition. And more than that, they help you to trust your intuition. So you hear people all the time talking about, oh, I want to develop my intuition, I want to awaken my intuition, I want to grow my intuition. Your intuition is working all the time, 100% for everyone. It's not that it's not working and you need to develop it as much as it is you need to learn how to trust it and recognize it, because intuition comes in very subtle ways. And so when you have, a tool like oracle cards that can help you recognize your intuition, then you can learn how your intuition speaks to you and how it works, so that you can then recognize it and trust it in your daily life. And then you can use it in your, making decisions and all of the other things that you need to do. So that's a big part of using oracle cards for me, is working with trusting your intuition and learning how your own intuition works for you. The other thing is, oracle cards are a connection to divine guidance and inspiration and insight and answers, and it's really easy to tap into that especially when you're first learning how to do that, when you have a tool like oracle cards, because they help you to recognize that connection and recognize the messages that are coming through. Okay, so those are the two big things that oracle cards do for me, and that I help other people access as well. So when you are working with oracle cards, I want to talk about the different senses, the different parts that are involved, your different psychic senses and things that are involved in oracle cards. So the first thing is, you have your psychic senses. Those are receptors through which information comes in, and they are internal receptors. So just like you have touch, taste, sight, sound, all of that, all of our physical senses, your psychic senses are the internal components to that. Okay, so claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, empathy, all of that kind of stuff are receptors within your cosmic makeup that receive information. So just like you can receive external information through emails and texts and phone calls and letters and even body language, somebody waving to you, that means hi. You're receiving hello or goodbye, whatever, by that sense, okay? So your psychic senses are responsible for taking in the information you're receiving. Now, your intuition is your internal GPS system. So it takes all of that information that comes in and it evaluates it and then sends you signals on how to act on that information. So here's where it gets tricky, is that your intuition doesn't speak to you in words. It's not going to call you up and say, hey, that information we got, you need to turn left up here instead of right, whatever. So that's the part about trusting your intuition, is that you have to learn how your intuition speaks to you. And a lot of times it's through body sensations. And your psychic senses also have to do with that. So that's another part of your kind of psychic makeup, though, is your intuition being your internal GPS system and evaluating all of that information that comes in, okay? And then oracle cards on top of that, because we're talking about how this all works together with oracle cards, is that oracle cards access information that's buried in your subconscious. So all of the programming that we all have, all of the belief systems, all of that. And they also provide clues and energy that stimulate those psychic receptors and your subconscious to access the information you're looking for. So when you look at an oracle card, I happen to have one right here. So when you look at an oracle card, it's hard to know which direction to go. This is going to stimulate your psychic receptors. The images, the colors, the vibration, the words, the numbers, the patterns, all of that is going to stimulate information to help you get the information that you're asking for. So they connect to those visuals and the energy, the vibration of what's in the card and what's going on for you and what question you have asked and what you want to know, what you want help with. And then it connects that stuff to your life experiences so that you can translate those messages. So your life experiences are what you understand because you have lived them, right? So even if your life experience is you read something in a book, you still have the experience of reading that and soaking in that information. So seeing an oracle card helps you tap into that life experience information so that you can translate the messages that the cards have for you. And then overall, what I really love about oracle cards is that for me especially, yes, me too, Robin, I love Colette's cards. They really help me to reconnect with joy and to feel hopeful about the future because they're great for inspiration and guidance and insight and all of those things that I said. So that's kind of how the process kind of works in the background. And I'm kind of a technical person, so I like kind of understanding that kind of technical working in the background. Thank you for the love of the technical part. So I want to talk about 12 ways to use oracle cards in your life. Okay, so one is daily ritual, and now I'll be honest in that daily ritual for me changes. I don't do the same rituals all the time. I don't pull cards all the time every day. I am especially practicing flowing with how I feel and what I feel like doing. And so my ritual changes. But when it involves oracle cards, I will pull a card, in the morning to kind of set myself for the day. What does this card say to me? What does this card help me to access? What does this card inspire me to do? So that's a great way to start your day, is to just pull a card and see how you can connect. So not only that, but yes, the connection part is important because it's going to help you with your connection to spirit, make that connection. And then you're operating from that place right from the get-go, right from the beginning of your day, okay? So that's a great way. Number 1, daily ritual. Number 2, when I am stuck, depressed, anxious, feeling like I don't know what to do to move forward, spinning my wheels, it's great to pull an oracle card, because an oracle card, or multiple cards, can give you the insight that you need to move forward. It can give you, the step to take. It can help you look at things in a different way than you might have been looking at them. So if you can get that change of perspective, if you can get that little bit of guidance, that insight, that inspiration, then you can get yourself changing your energy, okay? So that's number 2. If you feel stuck, if you're anxious, depressed, need to know what to do to move forward, pull a card, pull some cards, do a reading, and see what the cards can tell you, okay? Number 3, and I love, love, love this one. Have a conversation with your cards sometime. So I have a specific deck, and so I'm going to do a separate Facebook Live on different decks and what they're good for, because what I've learned is that different decks are good for different things. I can use any of my decks for any purpose, but I have found that certain decks are best at one thing, or they have some sort of a superpower, I guess. So I have a deck in particular that I love to have conversations with. And a conversation goes something like this. It'll be, why am I stuck? And I will pull a card. And I will read about that card and see what the card's telling me and say, oh, okay, I see why I'm stuck. Okay, so what exactly do I need to release to get unstuck? So I ask the next question, and I pull a card. And I will read the card, and I will feel into what that means, and I will take the message that's for me, and I'll say, oh, okay, so I need to release this thing. This one piece is what's really keeping me stuck. And then I'll ask the next question. Well, so how do I actually release that so it goes away, or so that it helps me to get unstuck? And I will pull the next card, and the card will tell me how to go about releasing whatever it is that I need. And then I'll say, well, what will be the signs that I've released it? Or I'll ask the next question. So that's the conversation with the cards. And it's great because it's objective, because there's no one's opinion that's involved. So you're pulling cards, you're asking questions, pulling cards, and the cards are responding. And they're responding from your subconscious, from your divine connection. So it's the best kind of information you can get. It's the best kind of conversation you can have. I love doing conversations. And I love doing conversations with cards with clients because of how profound they can be for clients as well. And Robin says, I love having my clients pull a card at the end of our hypnotherapy session. It's always so profound and they are amazed. Yes, absolutely. And especially, Robin, I bet after hypnotherapy, when your clients are nice and open, that the cards are very profound in that way, because they're in a place where they're so ripe and ready to receive information. Hi, Tina. Good afternoon. And okay, so that was number 3, conversation with your cards. So number 4 is as part of your planning process. So I went and did a little private retreat with a friend this year for planning out our year in our business this year. And we pulled cards daily. So we pulled daily cards as part of our ritual, but we also used cards as part of our planning. So as I was planning out, I have to go back and look at my notes, but content for something specific, I pulled cards on that. Like, what is the content I need to share in order to get my message across? Or, how do I communicate this important lesson to people in a way that they will connect with? So it was great to use that in my planning process. So that's number 4, part of your planning. Number 5, I did this recently for some clients, and this is to map out the major energies of the year. So I called this your Enchanted Year Blueprint, and I did a bunch of these readings, and they were amazing. And I did my own as well. And we've already done the review of January, like what can you expect in January? What is your ritual to go along to either work on releasing this information or enhancing it? Super powerful stuff. But I have this, this map, this guide for the energy of the year that I can go look at. And in the beginning of the month, I can say, okay, so what energy am I expecting this month? Do I like this energy, or is this energy that I really want to work on moving through me instead of getting it stuck? Do I want to release it? Do I want to enhance it? And so that gives me insight and gives me a little advance notice of what might be coming up and how do I work with this in the appropriate way. So maybe less surprises. So I love doing the map out of the whole year and then checking in each month to see how that is working and how to work with that energy. So that was number 5, map out your year with oracle cards. Number 6 is inspiration on your path. So this kind of goes along to number 2 was when I was kind of stuck, depressed, anxious, or needed to know how to move forward. Inspiration can be along that same line, or it can be purely inspiration. It can be pulling cards to see what magic wants to show up. What magics do you want to create in your life? Go pull a card and see what comes from your interior senses, your psychic senses, your intuition, your complete divine connection. Pull a card and see what wants to show up. If you want a surprise, pull a card. It's so easy. I love that. So inspiration is number 6, the way you can use oracle cards in your daily life. Number 7 is to work with your chakras. So I have a deck that is, just show you a little, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, which I absolutely love. And there are probably 6 cards for each chakra in the deck. And so that deck in particular is super easy to work with your chakras. You can ask specific questions about, which chakra needs work, which one is blocked, what's this chakra doing, whatever you want to know. And this deck in particular is great for answering that. You don't need a specific chakra deck to work with your chakras. You can ask questions and get answers from any deck. But, if you really want to tune into those energies, your energy centers, and find out how energy is moving, how is it moving through your chakra system, pull some cards and ask on it. And then ask about what rituals you can do. And a lot of times the deck will have rituals suggested for each card, which is great. But ask about what rituals and exercises you can do, what practices you can do to work with your chakras. Okay, so that's number 7, work with your chakras. Number 8 is to find out what karmic patterns or lessons you're working with. So this is another one, and I'm kind of giving away all this good material for the next Facebook Live. But I told you I had my deck that I love to have conversations with. This is the Galactic Heritage deck. This is great for karmic patterns and what lessons, what life lessons you're working with. Now again, you don't have to use a specific deck for that. You can ask a specific question and get answers from any of your decks, or get guidance and get information. If you want to know what lesson is here, not only, by what's going on in your world, but some deeper information, ask some cards. So Robin, my chakra deck is Tori Hartman's Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. I have not seen Deborah's. Deborah who? Which Deborah is it? I have lots and lots of card decks, so almost too much to keep track of at this point. So anyway, that's number 8. Karmic patterns and life lessons that you're working with. Pull cards on what's going on at a deeper level. Do some journaling on what you find out and learn how to learn the lesson or move beyond the karmic pattern or release it and heal it, whatever it is that you need to do with that. Okay, so cards can help you with that. Number 9 is pull a card if you want to know the next best action to take for your situation. So if you want to know, you can have, this can be making a decision like, is it better for me to do this or do this or do this? You can pull cards on that. Or if you just want to ask, what is my next best step to take right now from this place where I am in my life, in this situation I'm dealing with? Pull a card and see what you get. And again, if what you get is just a different perspective, that's going to help you move forward. That's going to help you take a step that you might not have thought of. So I love that about cards, that it shifts your perspective and helps you to open up to new possibilities. Okay? So, I cheated. So I said number 8 was karmic patterns and life lessons, but then I have lessons separately as number 10. So number 8, karmic patterns. Number 9, I'm counting number 9 as 2 fingers, that's great. Number 9 is the best next action you can take. And number 10 then is the lessons that you're working with. So sometimes it's easy to know what lessons you're working with because it's the thing that just keeps showing up over and over and over and won't go away. But you can pull cards to help you process that lesson and what that lesson is really trying to tell you or help you with, or help you expand or help you heal or stretch your comfort zone. Okay? So that's number 10, lessons in your life. Number 11, you can use cards to make some money. You can do cards to give readings to other people and help them with all of these different things. Insight, inspiration, guidance, answers, healing, expansion, knowing what to do next, knowing what's in their best interest, knowing what to heal and how to heal, knowing the karmic patterns they're working with and life lessons they're working with. You can absolutely give readings. I do professional readings, so if anybody wants one, let me know. And it's absolutely a great way to work with oracle cards, because then not only are you working on yourself and healing yourself, but you are then helping other people do the same thing. So you are healing by expansion by doing that. So definitely, if that's something of interest to you, start doing readings, give readings, learn how to do readings, learn how to read cards really, really well. And then the last thing, number 12, is teaching workshops on how to read oracle cards. And this is one of my specialties. So I have a workshop next Saturday that's in Fort Walton Beach. If you would like information on that, let me know. And I am teaching my first online oracle card workshop coming in March. So I'm going to put the link if you want information about that. You can sign up for more information. But if this is something that you want to do, so here's a little side note, is if you are being called to oracle cards, angels, chakras, energy work, energy healing, crystals, any of that stuff, any of the kind of new age, metaphysical, spiritual work, you're being called to step up into some sort of a healer, light worker role. So step into that, because we really, really need that. We really need that on this planet right now. As many healers and light workers as we can get to change and heal the planet. And that starts with healing ourselves and learning to do these things for ourselves and expanding our own lives. And oracle cards, angels, crystals, pendulums, psychic work, expanding and developing, trusting your intuition, all of that stuff can help with that. So I would highly encourage anyone who wants to give professional readings and teach workshops on how to read oracle cards to learn how to do it yourself and become really, really good at it, so that you can pass that on and we can create ripples of healing into the world. Okay? So Tina asked, can you use multiple decks? Absolutely, yes. You can use multiple decks. You can use a different deck every time you do a reading, or you can do a single reading and pull cards from multiple decks. I have spreads and readings that I do like that, where I think it's, I think I have 8. I think there are 8 positions in the spread, and every position gets pulled from a different deck. So you get a card from 8 different decks, and it is incredible how the message will be tied together between all of those decks. It's just amazing how how the cards work. So what I have learned about the cards is the cards are never wrong. Sometimes the translator gets the message wrong, but the cards always know. They're always right. They're always right on target, and they give you the best information to be the most helpful that they can every time you pull them. Okay? Every time. They have never, ever let me down. Like I said, sometimes the translator can be wrong. Sometimes when you read cards for yourself especially, you are attached to a certain message. And so you may pick the wrong part of the message because you want to hear a specific thing. Those kind of things can go wrong. But the cards themselves, they always know because they are a divine connection and they access what is inside of you. They will always be right. Okay? So it's just learning how to work with them in that way. Robin says, I love getting readings as well as pulling my own personal cards. Absolutely, Robin. I love giving readings, getting readings, pulling my own cards, sharing with other people. It's awesome. It's pretty awesome. So let me just recap for you. For those of you who are just joining, 12 ways in which you can use oracle cards. So daily ritual is number 1. Number 2 is when you're feeling stuck, depressed, anxious, and you just need to know how to move forward. You can pull a card to help you with that. Number 3 is having conversations with your cards. One of my favorite things to do. And by the way, when you have a conversation, it's really interesting to journal as you're going along. So ask a question, pull a card, figure out the answer, like read the book. The book is valuable. And journal about what's important out of that for you. And then go back and read it later. Amazing. It's incredible. Number 4, as part of your planning process. Number 5 is to map out the energies of your year, to have a blueprint of your year so you can be prepared for what you're working with. Number 6 is for inspiration and surprise. Number 7 is to work with your chakras. Number 8 is to learn about the karmic patterns that you're holding and working with and how to heal those. Number 9 is the best next action you can take from where you are right now for whatever it is you're trying to do. Number 10 is to understand and work with your life lessons, the lesson you're working with right now. Number 11 is to give professional readings. And number 12 is to teach workshops or to teach other people how to read oracle cards. So, anybody have questions about that? Thank you all for being here. I absolutely love working with oracle cards, so I'm going to be sharing more and more with you. And I think somewhere on here you can follow me if you want to know when I go live. So if you would like to do that, I would love that. And share this with anybody that you know who might want to know more about oracle cards in a safe way. There are people who feel that oracle, especially when they relate it to tarot cards, that they're kind of scary or, whatever the case may be. It's a whole different story. But anyway, this is a really safe way to work with the cards, oracle or tarot for that matter, and really use them to expand and heal and grow your own life, as well as rippling out into the world to help other people do that too. Okay? So thanks for joining me today. I will put some links in here if you want more information about the online workshop coming up and the in-person workshop I have next Saturday. So thank you. Love to you all. Happy Sunday. I'll see you again soon. Bye.